Hey guys, welcome back to Medical Coding with Blue. Today is Letters to Blue. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. I am Blue. I'm a medical coder. Every week I take some of the letters that have been submitted by viewer comments through emails or from Instagram, and I roll it all into an episode to give you guys a more in-depth look at some of the mail that I get. Sometimes people have questions, so it's sort of like Q&A Tuesday, but extended. And then sometimes it's just something that they want to share. So if you would like to have your letters submitted for a future episode of Letters to Blue, comment below or send me an email. I will include my email address in the description box below. So, thank you to everybody who submitted their letter. Let us begin. First letter. Hello, Blue. I am so glad I came across your videos about medical billing and coding. Recently, on FYI Chicago, I have found an organization that stated they will pay for the whole 9-month program. That includes 36 weeks / 900 class hours, along with 2 months of externships for on-the-job training and paying for the state exam. All of the teaching will be learning toward the AHIMA. I think they meant AHIMA credentials. Even though it sounds too good to be true, I don't want to get burned again. So my question is this: what is more better, a fast-track 9-month training program or going to a community four-year college? All right, this is a very loaded question. But first things first, you guys should know, we don't have state exams. We don't have state boards. A lot of people will use that language. But the thing is, we take our certification exams with national organizations like the American Health Information Management Association, or AHIMA, or the American Academy of Professional Coders, AAPC. So that is what we take, our national certifications. It's no state boards, okay? I want to make that very clear, because sometimes people think that if they get their certification, like if they're living in Michigan and if they move to California, will they have to take it again? No, it is good everywhere, okay? So when you're certified, you're certified. So I want to put that out there. The next thing is this: if you have this access to this program, I mean, that's a really awesome deal. 9 months is a reasonable program. And not only that, they're 2 months of externships is included. That is amazing. I would be jumping on that deal because 9 months is reasonable. To go through a medical billing and coding program, 9 months is acceptable. 9 months, 12 months, or 18 months. It's this very short programs like 6 months or 4-month programs that really make me nervous, because to learn everything that you need to learn about medical coding just to get your foot in the door is a lot. And to try to get through a program in 4 months or 6 months is entirely too fast. Even if you already have your background in anatomy, physiology, pathophysiology, and medical terminology, it is still a lot to ask. So for me, I always recommend that you guys go through a program 9 months, 12 months, or 18 months. This one fit the bill. There are programs out there like this that are like retraining for folks who have maybe been displaced. This, again, sounds like a great program. I went through the WIOA, or the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. And so that was who paid for my education. And they also paid for part of my exam. So that was very helpful for me. It got me going again, and it got me to be where I am now, and which is being able to share all of this information with you guys. I'm in a career field that I love, all because I went through this program. So if there are programs out there like that, check them out and see if you qualify for these. I always leave the link for the WIOA program. There are programs like the one that they heard about on FYI Chicago. There's those all over the place. You just have to look into your local community based centers to see if there are funds for retraining and see if you qualify. So that, I mean, I would strongly recommend. But yes. All right, next letter. Oh, but I forgot one more thing. Is it going through a fast track program or going through a community four-year college program? The only reason why you should go to college is if you want to be in a managerial position in medical coding, okay? So if you want to take the health information management program, that is something different, but they are going to want you to be in those managerial type roles. So if you get your degree, know that you're going to be either be a manager or a teacher or an instructor for providers, all right? So that is something that degree holders do, and it is more expensive, obviously, to go to college. So that is something to think about when you are thinking about getting into this field. If you're not really sure yet, right, because you like it, you like the idea, but you don't know, don't invest so much money into going to these college programs. Take your certification exams, go through the certification process, and then see if you like it. Get in, see if you like it, and then if you do, maybe your employer will have tuition reimbursement that you don't have to pay for college. So the thing that you should know is this: you can have a very successful career in medical coding in the health information arena with just your certification. You don't have to go to college. And a lot of times our pay is about the same, and maybe the degree holders get paid a little bit more, but it depends on what their function is and what they're doing. So again, think about these things before you go in investing so much money. That's just my advice anyway. Next letter. Blue, you are a great resource. Thank you. I recently passed my CPC exam on November 1st. Woo woo! Congratulations. I was hired by an auto insurance company as a Med Coder 1. Going to be working from home due to COVID. Nervous and excited. I am trying to dive deep into orthopedic coding. Woo woo! I had to get this one because, of course, orthopedics. Hello. And external cause codes, etc. Honestly, I had no idea how to prepare. But I love your videos, and somehow after watching, start to feel like it's going to be okay. I got this. Yes, it is going to be okay, and you do got this. Because when it comes to learning medical coding, it's a lifelong learning process. So the fact that you're jumping on learning about the injury codes and the external cause codes, that's amazing. And yes, auto insurance companies do need medical coders. So it is one of the odd places that we can work. We can also work for attorneys as well. So if you are interested in that, always keep your eye out for those types of positions. There's many places that medical coders can work. You just have to look. And you have to start learning the language of what they're asking for, because a lot of times they won't say medical coder. They'll say like health information, or they'll say something like medical records, something or another. So they're always going to change the name of how medical coder is being described. So that is something that you should know. All right. So next letter. Today was my first day at an externship, and it is at a DME, or durable medical equipment, warehouse. I'm doing insurance eligibility. I feel like I'm going to get stuck with no coding experience. So I have to put this comment on here, and I responded, and I'm going to read my response to you guys because I think the way that I said it was like, I was really inspired at the moment that I said it, and I was like, okay, let me share this with everybody. But before I get into my response, the thing with these other positions like this, when you're in these externships and you're like, well, what the heck am I learning here? I'm not learning anything. I go back to the Karate Kid movie, right? When Mr. Miyagi made Daniel-san do the paintbrushes on the fence. He made him paint the fence. He made him wash the cars. So he was teaching him all the moves that he needed to do, right? So he was having him go up and down on the fence with the painting, and he was having him wash the cars. So all this training that he was doing, he's like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I don't understand. Like, you're not teaching me anything, and all I'm doing is your chores. So then Mr. Miyagi does his little fast hands, and Daniel-san was like, now I get it. So when it comes to medical coding and you get into these positions, that's something that you have to think about. So I'm going to read my response now. But it said, patience. You're learning more than you know. Do you know how much transferable skills you're gaining? You may not be applying codes, but you're learning about the codes, DME, which is the HCPCS codes, right? HCPCS codes. All right. And about insurance rules. These are all transferable skills. You are not losing out. Look at the positives. You do have to know the codes for the products. Bam. knowledge of HCPCS. Oh, their diagnosis that match up with the DME? Bam, knowledge of ICD-10-CM. There's more going on than you realize that you can put on your resume. So when you're in these alternative positions, and I do have a video for alternative positions for medical coders, if you're brand new and you're out there trying to seek a job, and all these medical coding positions are saying that they want you to have experience, but how are you supposed to get experience if no one will hire you? All of these are alternative positions that will get you some sort of experience and some footing into the medical coding side, right? Because a lot of times people think, well, I'm going to get a job as a receptionist and that's how I'm going to get in. Reception has nothing to do with the medical billing or the medical coding side, unless the receptionist also does the billing. That's different, okay? You got to make sure that you ask about that. But if it's not, if it is just like basically doing the basic functions of being in the front, that is not what you want. You want to be in the back where they're doing all of the coding or they're working with the medical records. That's what you want, because you want to get yourself exposure to those codes so that you can put that stuff on your resume. Then you can get your foot in the door. But again, spending any time in the administrative side that's not really giving you any experience with coding, that is something different, and that's what you want to stay away from. All right. So I always recommend that. Not doing those types of positions, or not doing like referrals where you're doing like the calls and stuff like that. I also recommend not getting into those positions, because that's sort of not leading you into coding. Okay, so that is just my advice anyway. But look at everything that you're doing in these externships. These externships are also designed to get you connections, so that you can meet people in the industry. And that is very important, because when you're meeting people in the industry, that's going to open up doors for you. So you always want to show an enthusiastic, good work ethic, all right? That's what you want to show at all times, because you never know who is watching. I read a letter the other day, or it may have been a comment, about this lady that said that her teacher, that she was in school, when she was in school, how she got her first job was her teacher hooked her up, right? So she's in school this whole time, she's engaged and she's learning. Well, the teacher takes notice of this. And when the teacher leaves the school, after her student had graduated, or before, may have been before, I'm not sure. But she went and she was working at another place. She called the viewer and she said, hey, come on over and apply, because she knew she was a good employee. You always want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward, because again, you don't know who's watching you. Medical coding is a very small community. Even though there are thousands of certified medical coders, it is a very small community. Trust me. I have seen this more than once. People who are brand new to the field contact me, and then they start talking, and then they're telling me about people that I know. So that is pretty weird, because it's a small world, right? And you know that your reputation means everything. So that's why you have to start off in a very good way, and you have to be able to maintain that, because one thing that cannot be disputed about me is the fact that I love this field. Another thing that cannot be disputed is that I'm very detailed and I'm very good at what I do. That cannot be disputed. So with that in mind, you always want to be continuing to put out your best foot forward, and know that there's like 5 degrees of separation when it comes to medical coders. Because I guarantee you, if you're in the field any amount of time, trust me, you're going to have that thing where, oh, you worked at such and such? Oh, really? Oh, so do you know so-and-so? Oh, yeah, I know so-and-so. Trust me, that's how it happens. So anyway, next letter. Hello, I watch your YouTube videos, and I was wondering if a CBCS, that is a Certified Billing and Coding Specialist, and that is offered with the National Healthcare Association, National Health Career, NHA. Okay, I'm not sure what it stands for. Okay, so it says, hello, I watch your YouTube videos, and I was wondering if a CBCS, that is through the NHA, can still do outpatient coding. I am taking a medical billing and coding class and I wanted to do outpatient, but at my school, I don't see an outpatient exam. If I got CBCS certified and if I applied for a job, I wouldn't get hired. Okay, so here's the thing. When it comes to CBCS, CBCS is a billing certificate. That is for billing, and you do not have to be certified to be a medical biller. This is offered with NHA, and let me look it up what it means, the NHA. I always get it confused if it's National Healthcare or National Health Career. What is it? NHA. I normally have my stuff here all set up, but I did not this time because I didn't think I was going to say this one. But here's the thing. While it pulls up, National Health Career Association, that's what it is. So it's confusing with the name, right? Because it's CBCS, the Certified Billing and Coding Specialist. So you think, this person can do billing and coding. Okay, here's the thing. That credential, there is no books required for that to sit for that exam. That's a problem because if you're trying to be a medical coder, you have to have your ICD-10-CM, you have to have your CPT, you have to have your HCPCS book, and if you're being tested for the inpatient side, you have to have the ICD-10 PCS book. If you are not using any books at all for your exam, that is a problem. That is not a medical coder. That is for billing. And again, you don't have to be certified to be a medical biller. A lot of times they just want you to have a high school diploma or a GED. Sometimes they want you to have experience. But a lot of times with billing, they will train you. So again, if you're trying to get your foot in the door somewhere, start off with billing, okay? But you don't have to have this certification. But if you want to be a medical coder, you have to be certified with the American Health Information Management Association, AHIMA, or AAPC, the American Academy of Professional Coders. Either one of these associations, you just have to have one credential to start. And that's all you need to get your foot in the door. Well, of course, when you're applying and you get hired somewhere. But that's what you need. When it comes to the CBCS, a lot of people ask me, and I feel bad because that is usually part of like programs that they're like introducing you to the field and things like that. And it's quite expensive. So that's where it's just like, when you think about what it is that you want to do, if you want to be a medical coder, the AHIMA and AAPC route is the one that you want to go to. And a lot of times people don't know. And so that's the thing that a lot of people get kind of hung up on, like, well, I didn't know, and it says Certified Billing and Coding Specialist. And I understand, that's where the confusion is, but that's not what coding is for. Like that certification is not for coding. That is for billing. So again, you don't have to have books for that one. And that's where a lot of people kind of get thrown off because it's just like, but it says it in the name. Yes, it says it in the name, but it is for billing. So that is just something that you all should know. When it comes to these credentials, you have to have the right credentials. And there are many out there. So that is something that you guys should know. That's why I always encourage you guys to do your research. And when you're looking for what these employers are looking for, they are looking for AHIMA and AAPC credentials. I will leave the link for medical coding credentials for beginners in the description box below. Please watch this video if you're brand new and you're trying to decide what you want to do or which certification you want to sit for. That video explains a lot about the different credentials. So yes, that is my show for today. Let me see, make sure I don't have another letter. Oh yes, I did have one more. The exam and after sounds like the nursing exam and afterwards. You're still learning things once you're done. Just saying. Okay, so here's the thing. Medical coding exams are nothing like nursing exams, just so everybody's aware. Yes, the constant learning part is true for both, right? But I believe the nursing exams have math on them because they have to be able to do the formulas for like the medications or whatever. I believe. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I would think that they would have to know that stuff. So yes, that is for the nursing. For medical coding, there is no math in medical coding. that does worry some people. I get that question quite often too. Is there any math? No, we are not computer coders, right? That do the software coding. We don't do that. That's the ones that have math involved. We don't. We have reading comprehension, and we have very basic math. When I say basic, it is just very basic, plus minus math. Okay, so maybe multiplication, maybe. But it's really plus minus math, and it's just very basic. So nothing to be scared of. It is very straightforward. So, and of course, that all depends on the documentation too. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like this video if it helped you, and share it as well. So I will see y'all on the next video. So if you are a medical coder, a medical coding student, somebody curious about the fascinating world of medical coding, a provider, or a nurse, I invite you to like and subscribe and follow me on my journey in medical coding. I will see y'all next time. Bye.